This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Haley has the night off. Thanks so much for being with us. First tonight, observances across the country to remember those who died protecting our freedom in war. Here on the Suncoast, military men and women marched through the streets of downtown Sarasota to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick has highlights of the event.
Some of America's bravest men and women marched the streets of Sarasota this Memorial Day, honoring those who can't.
Remembering all those people that I knew that I cared a lot for, and still get a chance to remember them on this special day.
The annual Memorial Day Parade draws veterans from all over the country together to recognize the true meaning of Memorial Day. And that brought crowds to their feet.
It's very emotional. I lost a good buddy back in the Air Force, and another buddy of mine is buried at Sarasota National Cemetery. And this day is for them. This day is for all the fallen comrades.
And our future veterans marched proudly. Senior Airman Ryan Thompson watched from the crowd, remembering his days at Sarasota Military Academy and all the generations before him that inspired him to join the service.
They led the way for me. They led the way for my family. The best thing that I can do is support them, thank them for molding me into the person that I am today.
A somber memorial service followed the parade. The theme, Celebrate, Honor, and Remember, as the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Midway was recognized.
The Battle of Midway was truly the turning point of World War II in its entirety.
America lost 315 servicemen and women that fatal day. Fire! Fire! And veterans say that some of those heroes knew what their fate would be going into the battle, but sacrificed anyway.
Remember those people that are not here with us anymore, and just say a little prayer maybe for them.
Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Jess, thank you. As the parade marched through downtown Sarasota, people also gathered in Venice today to honor this Memorial Day. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us now live with details on that ceremony in Venice. Christopher?
Good evening, Scott. As they have for years, people from all over came here to Patriots Park in Venice to honor and remember all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Today's ceremony was hosted by the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 8118. Hundreds of people packed into the park. Wreaths were laid out by representatives from the American Legion, Ladies Auxiliary, and the VFW, to name a few. All branches were represented. The main theme today, honoring and remembering.
Freedom's not free. We wouldn't have the freedoms we have if people weren't willing to serve, and we need to honor those who gave their lives, gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Let me just say that I have the greatest respect and appreciation for their contributions and sacrifice, and we are proud to honor them today.
Here at Patriots Park is where almost all of these kinds of celebrations, or ceremonies are held here in Venice, and here's why. Just beyond those trees, there's a large piece of metal from the World Trade Center that was given to the city of Venice after September 11th, 2001. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you. In Northport, also a somber service this Memorial Day. The community honored our fallen military members at the city's annual ceremony at Veterans Park. The American Legion Post 254 hosted the ceremony and provided speakers and singers to help honor those who gave all. Wreaths were also placed in front of the memorial. A group of veterans in Bradenton are working to make sure no veteran's grave goes without a flag on this or any other Memorial Day. The American Legion riders from the Kirby Stewart Post 24 have checked out every headstone at Fogartyville Cemetery and another right next door to add hundreds of lost veterans to a database they are putting together. They've uncovered 142 veteran graves in Adams and Rogers Cemetery compared to the 35 that were previously known there. And today, 330 graves in Fogartyville have flags, which is more than double the number of headstones that used to be recognized.
And we continue working with that program today. anytime there's a new burial here at Fogartyville, they let us know immediately, and so we're able to add that name so that no veteran is ever forgotten.
Group plans to expand the program to 3 more area cemeteries, including the Manatee Burying Grounds, which dates back to 1850. In other news, a small brush fire forces some people from their homes in a Palmetto neighborhood today. Fire officials say a transformer blew, sparking the fire along 33rd Street. Firefighters had to close down the street between US 41 and 5th Avenue West while they battled the fire. Some nearby homeowners evacuated voluntarily. The fire is now contained. Firefighters say the dry conditions helped fuel that fire. Let's get a check on those conditions right now. Steve Newman in for Bob tonight. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Scott. You and I were just talking about it. Really hasn't rained since last Wednesday, and before that we had a couple inches of rain, but we're still in a very serious drought situation. Hopefully will be improved as this high pressure weakens and thunderstorms return to the area later in the week. We're already seeing signs that it's weakening. You can see some storms coming up from the Everglades up toward Alligator Alley, and we've had some radar records in the interior parts of our viewing area that show, as we can see in the futurecast overnight, hit and miss, but I don't even think these would bring rain to the ground. It would probably evaporate between to the ground. And towards sunrise, a few clouds here and there, but generally light and variable winds. Here's a temperature forecast for the overnight hours, showing we cooling off from the 87-degree mark right now to about 76, 75 degrees toward dawn. There is rain on the horizon. Keep the faith. I'll tell you exactly when it'll get here, or an approximate time of when it'll get here, coming up in just a few minutes. Scott?
Steve, thank you. President Donald Trump marking Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington and around the country. Reminders that this holiday is not about beach trips and cookouts, but fallen heroes. ABC's Megan Hughes takes a look.
Gold Star families lining up at Arlington National Cemetery to tell President Donald Trump their stories.
He's looking down, he's very proud.
Thank you so much. And if you could remember just Jimmy, that would mean so much to me.
Trump seemed to put behind him that campaign feud with the Khan family, Muslim American Gold Star parents.
Every Gold Star family, God is with you.
Trump laying a wreath, observing a moment of silence, and honoring the fallen. While across the country, from the Hill of Flags at Boston Common to the motorcycle group Rolling Thunder rolling through Washington, to a small-town parade in upstate New York, signs of gratitude for sacrifice. Trump's former political foe, Hillary Clinton, parading there with her husband, wouldn't talk politics.
I think it's important to honor everyone who sacrificed their lives in pursuit of our rights, our values, our freedom.
Vice President Mike Pence welcoming a group of wounded warriors and first responders on bicycles at his home.
This is a day we remember those who served and did not come home.
And on board the USS Intrepid in New York City, a 100-foot American flag, a rifle salute, and a raw sense of loss after a Navy SEAL's parachute failed to open during a Fleet Week jump over the Hudson River just yesterday.
This has been a Fleet Week that started with such joy. As Fleet Week ends, it ends with deep, deep sorrow.
At that event on board the Intrepid, Jersey City first responders were given a special thank you for their efforts to help that Navy SEAL. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
Problem affecting our country's veterans does not appear to be going away. Federal authorities are launching dozens of new criminal investigations into possible opioid and other drug thefts by employees at Department of Veterans Affairs hospitals. New data shows the VA Inspector General's office opened 36 cases from October 1st through May 19th. That brings the total number of criminal investigations now to 108. The VA has pledged zero tolerance and says it will continue working hard to reduce drug thefts. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, wet and extreme weather on the move, how storms are leaving damage in multiple states and putting a damper on some Memorial Day events. And we'll get back to meteorologist Steve Newman, who will look ahead to our full weather forecast for the upcoming work week. Plus, surviving seasonal allergies. 5 things you can do to suffer less in HealthSmart.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
It is going to be a smoking hot summer with West Coast Black Theater Troupe. I'm Joey Panic. On Suncoast View, we get a preview of the original musical Broadway in Black with songs everyone will recognize. Well, it may be the summer season, but that doesn't mean the social events are winding down. Cliff Rolls will fill up our summer calendars, plus Money Matters and Ice Cream Delights with Orange Octopus in the kitchen.
Tomorrow tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Rip it up again. Give me one chance, I'm gonna make it. Give me my chance, this is my chance, I'm gonna take
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
It's a Memorial Day washout in parts of the Northeast after a weekend of tornadoes in the heartland. Authorities in Memphis say it could take more than a week to fully restore power after severe weather left about 150,000 customers in the dark. Heavy winds knocked down trees and power lines.
I thought it was the whole city, honestly. It just looked like everything went dead.
It was pouring, it was straight line winds, it was all the lights, the power lights were out, trees were falling left and right, driving through that. It was like something out of a movie.
In Missouri, at least 2 deaths are blamed on flash flooding, and rain could delay travel in the Northeast for millions traveling home after a long holiday weekend. Forecasters say New York and Pennsylvania will start drying out later this week. Here on the Suncoast, little rain in the area. The weather still hot and dry for many of us. Doctors say the humid conditions increase chances for heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Doctors at Sarasota Memorial Hospital's Urgent Care Center say they see at least 1 patient per day with symptoms of heat exhaustion. Families should keep an eye out for those symptoms, including fatigue, extreme thirst, and muscle cramps. Seek medical attention if your temperature is above 104 degrees or if young children and older adults begin to feel sick after a few hours outside. Signs of heat exhaustion may turn into heat stroke, which can be deadly.
Heat exhaustion, we can treat very effectively in an urgent care setting. Heat stroke, we need to be treated in an emergency room.
Healthy patients can be treated for heat exhaustion at home by staying cool inside, drinking lots of fluids. Dr. Stone recommends preventing the symptoms by just staying in the shade and drinking plenty of water when you are outdoors.
Lots and lots of water. That's all I've been doing for the last few days.
And just avoid, I think if you can, avoid the hot parts of the day. Do stuff in the morning, early morning, and then in the evening when the sun goes down. It's not so bad.
We're going to get some relief from that, not only from the dryness, but I think a little bit cooler weather because the clouds block the sun and it doesn't feel as hot. Yeah. That's what we'll get later in the week. What a great day over Sarasota Bay. Look at the number of boats on the bay. You'll see them pop up from time to time. A lot of people escaping the heat, and that's probably the best way to get away from the heat is on the water or on the beach. And it's been a great beach day, a great boating day. In fact, the whole weekend is pretty darn nice for that. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, temperature is 87, dew point down a little bit, 67, 51% humidity, and it has been roasting across the state. But South Florida had 2 record days of breaking hot temperatures. Not today, 90 at Miami, 93 at Fort Myers, Tampa currently with 90. And across our viewing area, it has been roasting in the upper 90s in Highlands County. They're cooling off a little bit. You can see even at Siesta Beach, 84 at Longboat Key, 82. Let's factor in the humidity. This is what it feels like. 90 in Sarasota. It has been over 100 at Wauchula earlier today, still near 100 in Sebring as a result of that added in factor of humidity. We are seeing some relief already. You can see some storms trying to form down in the Everglades and actually have formed and are moving up toward the trail and should hit Alligator Alley shortly. And this moisture appears to have streamed all the way up to far southern parts of our viewing area, coming up from Port Charlotte and interior parts of Sarasota and southeastern Manatee County. I'm not sure any of those raindrops from those storms are reaching the ground because the air has been so dry, but it's a sign that this high pressure that's been blocking things is weakening. It will not only weaken, but the axis will shift out of the Atlantic and allow for those afternoon and evening thunderstorms to develop. But this has been a washout in the northeastern states. It's cool, it's rainy, and it's going to continue that way for several days. The people in the Northeast got robbed of any decent Memorial Day weekend rainfall. 50 at Boston, 57 at New York City. Not nice to get out in that. 84 in New Orleans, and 101 right now at Phoenix. Let's take a look at our RPM computer forecast model showing the progress of this high, which has been dominating our weather for almost a week. It's going to weaken and shift eastward, and as it does, look at the interior storms fire up, not only Tuesday but Wednesday as well. We can go into the distant future in our long-term future cast, which is not as high a resolution. It's just a broad brush, but you can see Wednesday afternoon, and then the heat of the day on Thursday, they come back. And on Friday, they come back again, and again on Saturday and Sunday. So I think we've broken this long stretch of dry weather over the Suncoast. So we do have prospects of rain in our forecast. Here's your weather pattern, which will change this week, and that will result in thunderstorms returning. And we also will have cooler weather late in the week. I think it'll feel a couple of degrees cooler. Certainly more comfortable with the lack of sunshine and more clouds from time to break that scorching sun beating down on you. Out on the water, north winds to 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less. Bay and inland waters will have a light chop. At the beach, UV index exceedingly high. That's extreme, 12. Be aware of that. 87 the beach temperature, water temperature 83. Here's our forecast for tonight. Clear and warm, overnight low 73. And our 7-day outlook shows, you're going to like this. Look at the chance of rain increase up to 80%, Scott, by Friday. Saturday, 70%, 50% on Sunday. All in all, I think we've broken this long stretch of dry weather and warm weather. It's something to look forward to the rest of the week. Scott?
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now, there's a crash in Manatee County. It's on State Road 70, right at the intersection with Terra Boulevard, and you may want to avoid that area. There are a few slowdowns there. In health news tonight, if you have a hard time sleeping, you may want to try exercising more. Roughly 108 million Americans have difficulty sleeping, and multiple studies show physical activity could help. Exercise can be effective for those with sleep apnea too. Insomnia and sleep apnea can do more than just leave you groggy. Disturbed sleep is a key risk factor for diseases and conditions like stroke, heart attack, and high blood pressure, including diabetes and obesity. One study shows that exercise alone led to a 25% reduction in sleep apnea symptoms over a 3-month period. Doctors recommend everyone get 2.5 hours of aerobic exercise every week, along with strength or resistance training a couple of times a week. About 26 million people in the U.S. find themselves sneezing and wheezing every year when pollen counts rise. But there are things you can do to combat seasonal allergies. In addition to allergy shots and medicines, experts advise steps like staying indoors between the hours of 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. They also suggest you shower and wash your clothes to remove allergens like pollen. Wear sunglasses and a hat when you're outside. Close your windows and leave shoes outside. And finally, keep pets clean so they don't track allergens through the house. Coming up, some dramatic video of a boy thrown off a water slide. The investigation into the accident at a brand new multi-million-dollar water park. Plus, a bizarre holiday house call on the Suncoast, what a sheriff's deputy did when she found a gator in a swimming pool.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Dead boat batteries sinking your spirits? Right now, you can save $10 on Duracell Ultramarine batteries at Batteries Plus Bulbs.
We should have named it the SS Going Nowhere.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
In California, a fun day at a water park takes a turn for the worse when a boy flies off a water slide. The 10-year-old launched down an 80-degree drop on a water slide and went straight over the edge, sending him tumbling onto the concrete. The accident happened just an hour and a half after the Emerald Plunge ride opened on Saturday at the Wave Water Park in Dublin, California. Miraculously, the boy was able to walk away with just a few scrapes and bruises.
Our thoughts are with the family that had this experience, and we don't certainly want to have that repeated, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
This 3-story slide was shut down immediately and is still closed today. The ride's contractor and manufacturer are now investigating the cause of that accident. SeaWorld San Diego's new show, Orca Encounter, is now open. The theme park ended its killer whale show in January after protests and falling attendance, since a 2013 documentary criticized the conditions of captive orcas. The new show is a 22-minute educational experience that explains how killer whales eat, communicate, and navigate. The whales still receive cues from trainers, but the trainers are no longer riding them. A 73-year-old fisherman in Australia has quite a fishtail. A 9-foot-long great white shark leapt into his boat, knocking him off his feet. We're not sure how this happened, but Terry Selwood says the shark's pectoral fin hit him as it landed on the deck of the powerboat on Saturday, which left him with some bad bruises on his arm. But he was able to get on the bow of the boat and take the radio and call the Coast Guard, which then sent a rescue boat. Wow. And then there's this story from the Suncoast. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies stumbled upon a scary intruder in Venice. Deputy Lori Clark was first to respond to a house call in the Plantation neighborhood this morning, and she took video of it. Look at this gator in the pool. About a 7 to 8 foot long alligator at the bottom of the pool was thrashing and swimming around. Fortunately, the family took a second look before jumping in on this warm Memorial Day. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission responded. They called in a trapper who relocated that gator to a more appropriate swimming hole. Man, oh man. It's looking for a place to cool off, but that's not the one we want for that gator. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Tiger Woods arrested in Florida, what the golf great is accused of doing and how his legal trouble could affect his career.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.